Exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
We are going to Sizzler. Is anybody else talking about the market, Squirrel? I've been working my ass off, but I can't help but notice this country in one day has increased its wealth by $1.7 trillion when you equate the markets. Now, the problem with it is only the people who were smart enough, decent enough, useful enough to have invested in the market made money. The others are Democrats. Therein lies the problem. You see, there is no such thing as socialism or communism or American Democrat policy. There is the guaranteed threats to take everyone else's money. It doesn't work. Whether it's Mao Zedong in Wisconsin. By the way, Squirrel, from now on, and Honey Bunny, from now on, every clip I send you of this lying fraud, it will be titled Mao Zedong from now on. This communist good-for-nothing bust-out, just like the one in New York, just like the ones throughout history that have destroyed the quality of life. They are not useful to a society. They are useless. And, you know, this is not new. For hundreds, really, 1828 when it was founded, it took about 30, 40 years. Then it was the party of slavery, the party of every collapsed society and policy. Every ghetto is the Democrats. And there was a time, Squirrel, when it was always referred to properly as the butt of every joke.
You live here?
Yes.
Well, maybe you know what a zombie is.
When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring.
You mean like Democrats?
Exactly. That was Bob Hope, 1940. And everyone knew, beware the Democrat scourge. The Democrat scourge will lie.
It will actually reduce the deficit by $4 trillion over the long term. Reducing the waste and inefficiency in Medicare and Medicaid will pay for most of this plan. It will
cheat and steal.
Hillary Clinton is being ordered to return $50 million of the money she received from foreign entities related to the Clinton Foundation during her time at the State Department. According to U.S. Attorney...
She was on the take, a bribed Democrat upper echelon party member, just like Barack and just like all of what you hear. However, what you do not hear is how these areas actually exist. You see, the number one job in New York City is welfare.
Office, all these groups have come together. We need states involved, and I'm speaking to that issue as the person who has to look at all the numbers as the administrator of CMS. Now, we're facing a personal care services crisis around the country. The surge in enrollment of individuals in these programs is stunning. So shocking, we have to double-check our numbers. We don't think it's possible it is happening, but it is.
Oh, it's possible, because the people who are the constituents, those low-life scallywags, are in on it. Here is two Chicago coppers yesterday, trying to question a suspect in a robbery, a degenerate street life welfare roach. And these are the people in the neighborhood helping the assailant get away. This is a legitimate fight. 2 Chicago policemen, 1 Democrat base member.
Oh, we! Don't hit him! Don't hit him! Don't hit him! You being recorded! You being recorded! Oh! You being recorded!
Now, this scum, this filthy pig, is punching and scratching the 2 coppers. And these snipe. These are the ones that are cheering for the roach to get away. By the way, he does. Because the cops know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to arrest him and bring him what? Before another roach Democrat prosecutor so he could walk again?
Oh, you being recorded. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. She should never hit him in the face. Run! Run!
I just want you to know, when you're being taxed for everything under the sun, and you're being told how much money has to be given to the CTA, these are the scum that are profiting.
WGN Investigates this afternoon. This week marks 3 months since sheriff's police started patrolling CTA trains. They'll put together a long-term plan based on their findings. One of the big issues, 80 to 90% of riders on some lines failed to pay for rides.
Like the scum that were cheering for the perpetrator to beat the cops and get away. This is what you're being taxed for, but you've always been taxed for these frauds. These are the ones who are jumping on the Medicare, who are openly, knowingly frauding and stealing from all the decent people who, by the way, made a killing today in the market. But their envy and their greed is insatiable. We cannot finance the Democrat areas, which is why when they want to pretend to be helping, what do? They alleviate the taxes the decent have always paid and always navigated. Right? Pritzker, speaking of tax cheats. By the way, Squirrel, did my lawyer get back to you on my new LLC name? Abe Pritzker Ironclad LLC Trust. We don't pay anything.
You know, the war in Iran, the tariffs, the federal corruption, and lax antitrust policies in Washington have caused rising prices of everything, from groceries to gas to housing to really everyday necessities.
Now, see, what this slob understands, who's he talking to? He's not talking to me. Are you talking to me, fat slob? You don't talk to me. I know every one of those items you listed, every industry you mentioned is overtaxed because of you and your cohorts of corruption and the fact that the oligarchs such as yourself cheat on your own property taxes, and you have never had an income. You don't pay taxes. You or any other of your freakish family. By the way, how's Tom? Is he talk to the transvestite, or are they cross because of Epstein?
And as Illinois parents and students get ready for a new school year, everybody is feeling it. That's why the legislature and I declared a sales tax holiday for the back-to-school season.
There you go. Now thank your slave master, who brought down the quality of your life to the ghetto, who charged you $33,000 a year for the snipe that shot Mao Zedong the first time she ever spoke on the State House floor of Wisconsin.
For the first time, lady from the 76 has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to acknowledge that this building and all of us in it are on occupied Ho-Chunk land. And to clarify, the lady from the 76 pronouns are she, her, hers. To begin with speech, I wanted to...
And what makes it even worse, you got to pay for this slob's rent. You got to pay for her food. That's what commie is. There's no such thing. It's just the justification to steal your money. You see, none of these areas, none of these Democrat enclaves can exist under their own potential, their own earnings, their own money. None of them. It's all a fiefdom. And the evidence is beyond doubt. It's not just that people were dumb enough to think that that bust out from Chicago was going to improve anything.
Slow the growth of healthcare costs for our families, our businesses, and our government. There will be a provision in this plan that requires us to come forward with more spending cuts if the savings we promised don't materialize.
And it's all right now exposing itself for what it was intended to do. To cast more and more people, drag and attract more and more people onto something for nothing. Kathy Hochul admits half of the New York state budget is Medicaid, roaches.
So all these programs, whether it's the nutrition programs, half of my budget, or a large percent of my budget is Medicaid. Half of New Yorkers are on Medicaid.
And those are lower income.
Well, there's no question about it. Now, how many are going to be rent subsidized? How many can't have the grocery stores? And the beat goes on. The good news is, at least now, people in positions of power are exposing it.
Is personal care billing trends. I'm going to get these numbers to you slowly because they're really important. This is the federal government's data on Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania ranks 5th nationally in average monthly payments, both per beneficiary and per provider. That is way out there. Be number 5 in both those categories. More expensive, that is, in 45 states. Over 96% of personal care claims here are illness unspecified. That's how they're titled. So we can't track them. It doesn't help if the U.S. Attorney or the Attorney General can't possibly find the fraud because people aren't actually telling us what they're really doing. We have to change that history that's evolved here into the norm. And finally, average payments per beneficiary, more than $50,000. Think about that, $50,000 per person getting home care in this state on average, far above.
Now, in this ghetto care known as Obamacare, or the most ironic name, Affordable Care, a wife can get paid to take care of the husband. A son can get paid to take care of the mother and the father, and you get it. It's written to be what it is today, an absolute fraud.
Obamacare was a lie from the beginning. They knew it was. Yes. They actively told lies in order to take over a third of the U.S. economy. Yes. And it has gone downhill ever since. What you don't know about Obamacare is that it has utterly destroyed the free market system.
Oh, yes. No kidding. And you know, that Hassan scumbag, useless, spoiled little biatch, Piker, it's funny, he was talking about something, and I'll have to admit, I didn't know that it was referred to as sewer socialism, but I do like the name. And apparently, its home state is where the Mao Zedong is in the lead for governor.
Look, I know about sewer socialism. This is where it was invented, right? That's right. Municipal socialism. Now look, nowadays when you think about this kind of thing, when you think about the Democratic Socialists of America, people think of New York. People think of Chicago. Maybe they think of Los Angeles.
All ghettos! Me too, I think of that too, you useless piece of dung. You Islamo-Nazi fraud. I think of it too. And then you know what you realize? What exactly are these people? And I am dead serious. What are you good for? And I say this as a receipt to what we had to live through when the dumbest senator for 50 years stole the presidency in 2020. And I will never forget one of his early conversations about what he thought about the people who knew. Number one, he was stupid and a plagiarist. Number two, he was a traitor on the take from enemies foreign and domestic.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
Well, here's the difference. We can easily do without you, and the quality of our life will go much better and higher. What can you do without us? And the answer is nothing. We finance your very existence. You are the repulsive and the useless. You are the American Democrat. 312-642-5600.
He believes in freedom, capitalism, and individual